What up, food friends? For the last couple of weeks, I've been playing around with rice noodle sheets. I was making these rice noodle egg rolls the other night, so I thought I'd film this really fast as sort of a impromptu recipe experiment video. Gonna start off with our pan on the high end to medium. Gonna add some olive oil so that we don't scorch it. And then after that all warms up, we can add in our filling mix. I used a quarter of a cabbage, a bunch of green onions, 2 stalks of celery, and all this was small chopped. Then we're going to add in also a grated carrot, and then some salt, some pepper, get this all moving around. After about 2 minutes, we're going to grate in 2 large cloves of garlic, and I added about an inch and a half of ginger grated in there as well. Going to save a really small piece of this ginger for the end of our dish. Once this is all sauteed for a couple minutes, we can add in about 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, half a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, get it all mixed up and sauteing, and we want it to go about 2-3 minutes more. Then we can take it off the heat, and we want this to start cooling down. We're going to give it like 10 minutes or so that it's easier to work with. And now we can use this filling to make some rice noodle wrap egg rolls. First, we're going to take a wrap, submerge it in water, roll it around, get it in there, get it good and covered, drain it off. Don't worry if it still feels a little crunchy. It's going to get softer as the time goes on. I'm using a big spoon of filling, about a quarter of this bowl, placing the filling in the end nearest to ourselves, and we're going to use the burrito wrap technique. We're going to fold the end closest over the filling, then we pull it back towards ourselves, and then we tighten it up, and then we fold the sides towards the middle, and then we roll it like a burrito to the other end. I used all this filling, and it made 4 egg roll sized egg rolls. In retrospect, since this was sort of an experiment, I'd really recommend using half the filling that I did and make 8 or 9 smaller ones. Or if you do make 4 large egg rolls like I did, use 2 rice noodle wraps instead. This had a little bit too much filling to noodle ratio, but once they're all wrapped, then we can head back over to the stove. Now we're just going to heat up a pan on medium-high, spray and add just a little bit of oil. We don't want a big pool of oil underneath. And we're going to fry each side of these for a few minutes. We want to get the rice noodles all crispy and crunchy. They're going to be sort of sticky and tacky. They'll stick together. But as you cook them and they start to crispen up, they're much easier to work with. And you can even brush these with a little oil and throw them in the oven, or you can throw them in an air fryer too. Once we get all the sides nice and crispy, we can plate these up. Make a little dipping sauce. I'm going to start with grating that little piece of ginger that I left from the beginning, half a teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, some green onions, and now we can dip and dunk these. And like I said, this was more of an experiment, and I said what I would do differently. But thanks for sticking around. These were really delicious. It was just a little bit too much vegetable to noodle. I hope you enjoyed the experimental recipe. Here's some more full recipes I know you're all going to love. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Keep being awesome, y'all. Peace.